Welcome, Aries. Welcome, my beautiful, lovely Aries. We're here today to do a love reading for you. This is a general message, Aries. So, if for any reason you find it doesn't resonate with your situation, please do not try to force it to fit and don't panic. Just know that's all the more reason for you to click the subscription button and hit that notification bell so that when a message drops specifically for your situation, Aries, you'll be the first one to know about it. Aries, if this is your first time visiting, thanks for stopping by. I truly appreciate your presence and hope that you will go ahead and make the decision to become part of the tribe here. We have a good time. For those of you returning, Aries, thank you so much for all of your support, all of your beautiful messages. You guys are so vocal and you say the sweetest things. I love you. All right, Aries, we're going to start with a few oracle messages and then I will dig in deep into those messages with the tarot. Okay? So, Spirit, let's get some messages on the board for my wonderful, beautiful Aries. Let them know what's coming towards them in love and relationships over the next few days. All right. All right. So, Aries, your first message comes by way of birch, followed by darkness, and finally, we have rise. All right, Aries. With Birch being here, the message that's leading, this is talking about a lot of protective energy. It's talking about, if you imagine, as you can see in this card, is like a scene of a forest in a sense. And the thing about when you walk deep into the forest and you're surrounded by all the trees is, even though you're in a place where wildlife exists and you have various animals and some of them can even be dangerous, you have this cover of the trees, like the trees, and there are ways to camouflage yourself to, you know, be there amongst the trees and be undetectable. And that's an element of what's being called for you at this time in your connection, Aries. It's talking about, number one, just kind of stepping back, but not stepping back. In other words, for those of you with a partner and there are things happening in the connection that you have questions about, and you've posed those questions to your partner, and the communication isn't there, like they're not responding, or you don't feel they're being honest, or they're just ignoring your questions. Um, and in some cases, they're playing these little mind games with you. It's talking about stepping back from your person without giving the appearance of stepping back. So, in other words, you may need to do some investigative work on your own to figure out the truth here. And it's also at the same time talking about making sure you are taking care of your emotional mental health and protecting yourself. So standing up for yourself is a strong, fierce means of protecting yourself emotionally, right? Also, just nurturing yourself, being at one with what messages are coming through for you. Because if you've spent time really in nature, there's like this energy there that, I mean, the messages are nonstop if you are open to receiving them. So, this is just letting me know that at this time, Spirit has a lot to say in regards to your connection. And the communication from spirit is there, and the truth is there and available for you. But again, there is this other side of that. There's a physical component that you need to do. You need to, first of all, as I said, step back, but be undetectable in the fact that you're stepping back. So while you're in this period of investigating what's happening in your connection, you need to go about your business as if everything is okay in a sense, because this person that you're involved with, they are, you know, you don't want to do anything to alert them to the fact that you're investigating, because you need to see the truth for what it is. And their guard is down. And if you suddenly step back and they notice that, their guard's going to go up, and it's going to be harder. You're going to have to go through many more hoops in order to get to the truth. And spirit doesn't want you to be in this cycle of jumping through endless hoops trying to get to the truth, or fooling yourself into believing that now that their guard is up and they're showing you a different face, that's what's true. Spirit says if you can just kind of fall back, go investigate, see with your own eyes what's going on, the truth will present itself for you. And for some of you, it's going to be surprising in the ways that it comes through. All right. So we'll move on to darkness. And again, it's building on this. For some of you, you may need to do some of this investigative work in with the cover of darkness at night. And as you can see, again, she's surrounded by trees, and there's a protective energy there. And with the bird there, um, those are birds are messengers. So the bird, I don't know if you can discern this, but I'm looking and the bird just looks a little aggravated. Look at that, the eye and the look that the bird's giving her. Like, the bird's a little aggravated because the bird is like, listen, I've been chirping away. I've been bringing you spirits messages and you've been ignoring them, or you've been acting like you don't get it. And I need you to get it so I don't have to keep flying back here and giving you the same message over and over. Like, this is the stream of consciousness I feel coming from this bird on this card towards you right now, Aries. So Spirit's really been trying to get through to you. All right. But then the other message that's available here with darkness is taking there's a fear here on many of your part that if you uncover this energy, you slip into a place within yourself that you don't want to be. But Spirit is like, just like we are bringing you the messages, we're also here and we have your back. You see, this bird is behind her. We have your back. We are here to help in your healing from whatever you uncover. So don't think that you'll be going through the darkness of being alone and being so morose. Spirit's all around you here, right? And it's urging you, because it's like, we didn't bring you to the truth, and in many cases that truth will be painful. We didn't bring you to pain just to leave you standing there in the dark. We are here to help heal you as well. All right. And plus, Spirit also has this, wants you to recognize you are much stronger than you are. And with the message of rise here, you know, Aries, you naturally embody the fire element as part of your sign, and you will be able to transform. And I think for many of you, this is going to be easy for you to rise up into your full power and stand strong and demand the best for yourself, because it's going to be easier than you think in your mind. Like, you're stuck in this mental trap of thinking this whole process will be hard if I have to face the truth. I don't want to look. No, 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 no. Let me cover my eyes, cover my ears. I don't want to look. I don't want to hear. But Spirit is like, no, you know what? You're prolonging, and you're actually, by doing that, dragging yourself through more pain than if you just face the truth of what's happening, because the truth in this case will set you free. Like, I see her, this figure, ascending. Like, the truth reignites her self love for herself, that protective fire energy in this case, stepping in and saying, no, I'm burning away everything that does not serve me and is not good for me. And I will stand on my own 2 feet. I will rise from the ashes of this connection. All right. So, Spirit is like, you're going to be surprised how much of a release you will feel when you actually face the truth of this situation. Okay. It's going to feel like a release. Like, it's going to feel like the shackles are falling away, because now you know what you have to do to take care of yourself, and you will be motivated to do so with that fire energy there. All right, Aries, let's dig in further with the tarot here, and let's see what kind of specificity Spirit wants to give us in regard to these oracle card messages. So let me get my shuffle on here and ask Spirit to give me some very specific messages for love and relationship for Aries over the next few days here. And while I shuffle until Spirit tells me to stop, if you haven't already subscribed, Aries, please go ahead and take this time to hit that subscription button. It is a very free way, costs you nothing to energetically support my channel in that way. All right, so let's get these messages out for Aries. All right, so Birch here is being clarified by the Hermit. And what that's telling me here is exactly what we were talking about with that protective energy of the forest. Protecting yourself, surrounding yourself with spiritual light, connecting to the divine, listening, following the divine's lead that's going to lead you to the truth. The hermit is a truth seeker. The hermit is a truth seeker, and they go about seeking the truth alone. It's a solitary mission, and that is what you are being called to. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's very straightforward, Aries. This darkness is being clarified by judgment in reverse. You're going to have to make a decision here. That's the choice. Like, that's going to, it's going to come down to you making a decision regarding your connection and what you can tolerate. And judgment in the reverse is speaking to not avoiding that situation. Also, it's more specifically talking about you not passing that judgment on yourself, not accepting blame onto yourself for things that happen, even if your person, and in many cases, I see a situation where your person is going to try to turn the tables once the confrontation happens. And they're going to try to throw the blame on you. And you do not need to absorb that, Aries, because this situation has not been propelled into this dark place because of you. Your action, or your perceived lack of action on your partner's part, has nothing to do with them not being responsible for the commitment that they share with you. If they have committed that the two of you are exclusive, then their decision to step outside of that and engage a third party has nothing to do with you. That has to do with the fact that they are a cheater. They're not good at their word as far as keeping their word in a commitment, and their word is worth shit. Do not accept that negative judgment onto yourself. Rebut it. and many of you will because of this rise card. But this is being clarified by the Page of Wands, which is a very impulsive energy. So once you release yourself from the bondage here, what this Page of Wands is talking about is getting back to that playful fire energy that you are so well known and loved for by those who care about you, Aries. Reconnecting to that part of yourself, because many of you have allowed yourself to get bogged down in emotional heaviness in this connection. And it's time to bring more lighthearted energy in. Maybe you need to up and take a trip, um, just for yourself. Maybe you need to take a girls' trip. Maybe you just need to step outside of what you have been, what has been your routine as far as in this connection, and reignite yourself, um, from that place within by taking impulsive action, towards treating yourself in a way that's loving. Okay. All right, Aries, I am going to cut this a little short because my battery is about dead. But I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. On your way out, please go ahead and hit that subscription button if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. All my best.